Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, Challenge the Scorpion, Tyranids versus Sola Auxilia. Right, so welcome to this 2,000 points game. Tyranids versus Sola Auxilia. So a debut appearance for the Sola Auxilia on the army. Mitch Farrington will be running those. He's back on the channel again to participate in our Challenger Scorpion battles. So looking forward to taking on a different type of Astra Militarum. We'll run through the Tyranids here and then call out the patrons at gold level as well. They get their names shouted out at the start of all of our battle reports. So they are Andrew Swan, Chris Heim, Bruce Zhao, Carrie Kunkel, Thrall of the Silent King, Dave Humphreys, Dylan Moore, then Evelyn Huxley, Longbow BB, Luke Schwengel, Marcus Anthony, Martin AK Vagabond, Maxfield Knuckles, Nicholas Lucas, Paul Cook, Ray Cross, Peter Almo, Samuel Penanuri, Scott Costello, the artist formerly known as Veej, Tom Weeks, Tyler Schwab, Tyler Summers, and Frank Shepard. So names shouted out at the start of all our games, and also a patronic dice to use at some point during the battle. Then at the end of the game, I'll call out those supporting at silver level. You can check out the end credits for the names of all the supporters on Patreon, including those supporting at bronze. And all the proceeds are split 50-50. Half goes to the Camera and Gear Fund for the channel, and the other half goes to SSWG Wargames Club. So I'm going to use the Tyranids here. This battle may come mightily close to the new Tyranid Codex release. So really a parting farewell here for this Tyranids list. No doubt will be changed perhaps to a large degree when the new codex arrives. So I'm going to run them with the current codex rules. So it's a double detachment here, a patrol and then also a spearhead detachment. The patrol first, which actually makes up the bulk of the army. High Fleet Behemoth, so quite straightforward, just re-rolling the charges. Swarmlord is the HQ choice, just here. I'm taking his fixed warlord trait, Alien Cunning, which is a sneaky redeploy before the game begins. Psychic Scream and Onslaught are his two psychic powers. Then taking 2 units of 17 Gene Stealers, 2 Lictors being taken in this patrol as well, and then 2 Trigons taking Adrenal Glands for them. So that's the +1 to the charge rolls when they deep strike. So then onto the Spearhead detachment. HQ choice first of all is the Neurothrope, Catalyst is the psychic power, and the Norn Crown is the relic. This is a customized Hive Fleet here, so there's 2 abilities being taken. Biosphere Consumption, so units that remain stationary will get a 6+ Feel No Pain, and then Metamorphic Regeneration being taken as well, so that's an automatic regain a wound at the start of each turn, so particularly helpful for the monsters just to give them a bit more durability on the table. So taking 2 Tyranifexes here with Rupture Cannons, then another Lictor, so 3rd Lictor being taken, and then also the Morlock is part of this Spearhead detachment as well, and then finally an Exocrine being taken also. That's the list here for the Tyranids. They're mainly built to take on more elite armies here, but Mitch has masses of Astra Militarum, a large screen for these Tyranids to try and chew through here to get through to the more protected targets like the tanks and so on. But we'll take a look and see what Mitch Farrington has in his Sola Auxilia list. Right, so 2,000 points of Sola Auxilia here. Mitch has been busily painting away at another army, so they debut on the channel and apparently very rarely seen on YouTube, so it's great to have these featuring on the channel for the first time. We'll let Mitch run through his list.
This is my 2,000 points of Sola Auxilia running as Astra Militarum and Cadian Regiment. It's a patrol and a battalion detachment. So for the Warlord we have a company commander, but he has no Warlord trait to make room for a tank ace. There are 2 platoon commanders and 3 Bullgrins for elites. For troops there is 9 bare bones infantry squads, all just las rifles and the sergeant with his close combat weapon, no upgrades at all. For fast attack there is 3 scout sentinels with las cannons. Heavy support we have 2 manticores, both of them have full payload tank ace, which I've paid an extra command point for. And at the back is 3 tank commanders, so there is 2 with demolisher cannons and las cannons in the hull, a normal tank commander with a battle cannon, but it's been upgraded to the new relic gatekeeper, and then we have Pask, who has a demolisher cannon. There are also 3 hunter killer missiles here and 3 here as well.
Alright, so that's Mitch's list here, but glorious to see these on the board. Fascinating sculpts from Forge World. Hopefully during the game we'll zoom in with the music and you can take a closer look at the models. But some amazing sculpts here. These are fantastic, these Bullgrins here. Brilliant models for sure. So Mitch has done this kind of style in previous games with screening units here protecting the more valuable assets. So it'll be a challenge for the Tyranids. They'll be happy to chew through the infantry, but they'll not win the game if they just do that. They've got to get through to the tougher targets here. But Mitch is against a Tyranid force that likes to burrow from underground. So a different style of Tyranids here in this fight. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next for this battle. Alright, so we've randomised a mission here from the new Nachmund book. So it's Abandoned Sanctuaries is the name of the mission here. So deployment zone looking something like this. Tyranids will deploy behind this line of red dice and then Mitch's force behind the line of blue dice across the other side. There's 5 objectives on the board. So 1 dead centre, which we've put just upstairs here. There's a home objective for the Tyranids, home objective for the Sola Auxilia, 1 just tucked inside the ruin just through that window on that flank, and then 1 just tucked inside that building on the right hand side. Just cover terrain at this point, so usual rules for the craters that are dotted about the table. The containers here, these buildings here will play as Munitorum armoured containers, so exposed position on top, but infantry and so on can shelter behind and take light cover. And then these buildings here will play as ruins, but also obscuring terrain as well, so units are able to hide behind and make use of that terrain. But that's pretty much it, quite straightforward here. Oh, and this one, as James has demanded, as Imperial units get +1 leadership if they're next to the statue over there. Completely irrelevant, but if you so wish, you can be more encouraged if you're to put all the infantry over there. So that's the terrain. Then for primaries here, take and hold. So the control of 1 or more objective markers at the start of the command phase is worth 4 points. The control of 2 or more is worth another 4 points, and if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 4 points on top of that. And then also as part of primary objectives here, secure the sanctuaries, so it's the battle for the middle ground. At the end of each player's turn, this is even on turn 1, the player whose turn it is scores 2 victory points if they satisfy at least one of the following conditions. So they control the objective marker in the centre of the battlefield, so expect to fight for the middle ground. Then also you can get 2 points if they destroyed at least 1 enemy unit that was within 6 inches of the centre of the battlefield at the start of their turn, and at the end of the battle, whichever player controls the objective marker in the centre of the table scores 5 victory points. So that's available as well. There is a special rule here, no man's land, so infiltrating units and so on can't deploy in no man's land for this battle. There is a restriction on that. That's the scenario. We will now start alternating placing units on the board. Okay, just before we deploy, we'll go through secondaries. So each of us has chosen 3. Both of us have gone for engage in all fronts. That's the control of table quarters with qualifying units. And then Mitch has gone for bring it down, which is an auto take here against this Tyranid list. I think it's 2 points a pop against the monsters, and there are 7 of them. And then also no prisoners has been taken, so keeping a tally of kills and then calculating the points picked up for that. Tyranids have taken assassination, so to bring down Mitch's characters, which I think there's 4, including... Oh no, hang on a second.
There's 7.
There's 7 with the tank commanders, right? So very tasty prize if we can get to the tanks. And then a bit redundant with the lictors now with the changes. We've retrieved Nachman data, so switching over to raise the banners, something for the lictors to do to try and hoist Tyranid banners across the board. That is secondaries. We'll start alternating placing units on the table. Right, just to mention the battle mat and terrain. The battle mat is from gamemat.eu, 6x4 in size. For this battle, we just mark the boundary there with some terrain. And then we're also using some of their pre-painted terrain sets. So it's the Chem Zone set here, these weathered yellow containers and buildings here, boxes and barrels also from that set as well. So you can check out gamemat.eu for your supplies of battle mats, and also pre-painted terrain sets available from them as well. Link for them is in the video description below. So on deployment here, just choosing reserves, what units are going to go in reserves for the Tyranids. We do have 5 Phoenix Lords here, so they get the names shouted out at the start of our games, and also allocated to units to follow around during the battle as well. So put Michael Fryer here in charge of the Swarm Lord, the Decapitator. Martin, aka Vagabond, here on one of the Tyranifexes, and the other Tyranifex we've given to Chris Comiskey. And then 2 of the Phoenix Lords are with Mitch today, so Longbow BB on the tank. Oh, it's Pask on him. Okay, yeah, and then the company commander across there, Devin Matthews, in charge of him. But we'll start deploying here. Right, so deployment's done for both sides here. Tyranids finished deploying long before the Astra Militarum here with their monsters. Half the army is in reserve, or just under half. So, Tyranifex, Chris Comiskey on this left-hand side. We are hoping to go first here. So it's a 50-50 chance. The Vagabond Tyrannifex just here on the objective. Neurothrope just parked in between the 2. 1 Lictors on the board. Then we also have the Exocrine here, and then the Michael Fryer Swarmlord just at the back. So deployment done for the Tyranids. They do have reserves, so both units of Gene Stealers in reserve, 2 Lictors, the 2 Trigons, and also the Morlock. So then for the Sola Auxilia, 2 squads of infantry on the right-hand side with one of the tank commanders. That's with the Gatekeeper, Relic, Battle Cannon. Another squad inside here. I think perhaps they're thinking they're protected from any Gene Stealers whilst they're inside the chain link fence across there. At the foot of the statue, another squad in front. Mitch just using these as screening units. Scout Sentinels 1, 2 and 3. 2 Demolisher tank commanders. Pask, Longbow BB Pask, yeah. And then Astra Militarum squads 1, 2, 3 here. Another one there. The Borgrins just parked in front. Line of sight blocking terrain, so the Manticores are parked up here. Company commander just next to them. And then the other tank commander just on the left-hand side. And then a squad of guardsmen on the extreme left. Yeah, just to mention, secondary has been changed here. This was done before deployment, so grind them down has been taken. The destruction of all units, Mitch has gone for that for his Sola Auxilia force. That's deployment done for both sides, really. We're just rolling up to see who goes first. This is a big roll. So we have Patreon dice here. Mitch can make use of those. There's a few Astra Militarum players as well. If you want to use one, you can. Oh, there's a good few. There's Dylan Moore. He's Defcore Krieg.
There we go.
So, all right, then I'm going to use a Patreon to start here, and I'm just looking for any Tyranid friends. Anyone? Okay, then I will use Evelyn Huxley. That's the generic anti-imperial dice. So nice high roll for I've rolled a 1. And Mitch has got a 3. Okay, Mitch is happy enough. Tyranids, these guns are deadly enough, but we'll have to wait to fire those if we survive. We'll go on to the first turn of the game. But fitting, I think, debut for the Sola Auxilia, and they will kick off proceedings here in this fight. Turn 1 to the Astra Militarum. Okay, so movement's complete here for the Astra Militarum. Just edging out cautiously here. Just Mitch aware of the deep striker units that can come down or come up in this case for the Tyranids. And this is meant to be that you're saying these are more of an elite, better trained, better equipped, better armoured version of Astra Militarum here. So we're expecting a more of a drilled and professional approach here with this with this army. So squads marching out in this direction, as Russ moving out across here. They've stayed inside the the safety of the fences. So are these individuals or a squadron?
No, so they're a squadron.
They're a squadron, right? Okay. So the scout sentinels moving out. Pask, screening squad, tank commander. Infantry squads holding here. Manticores, no need to move those. Squads here holding position. Bulgarins have moved out, pushing forwards across the road, and this squad's held position just here. There has been a bit of movement from the Tyranids as well. You can see a redeploy has been done by the Michael Fryer Swarmlord here, the Decapitator. Just moving to this position, he's actually quite well protected. This thing here is obscuring, so he's nicely hidden behind there from much of the Imperial artillery, but not all. Manticores are on the board and available. That is movement done. No psychic phase for you, is there? No. We'll go straight on to shooting phase next. So this is where it could hurt the Tyranids a lot, but we'll test Mitch's firepower here with his Sola Auxilia. Okay, so Mitch isn't alone. He's got a friend here. Will Wright is with him. He's going to act as a tally man to keep track of the dead. Okay, so and some moral support here for Mitch as well. Every game you bring an advisor of some kind. So very Astra Militarum. Will Wright is a former gold level Patreon, so we will give you a Will Wright dice roll at some point during the game, so Mitch can call upon Will and his gold level Patreon dice to use at some point during the battle. So movement's done. Who shall fire the first shot ever?
Ooh, I think a Pask, maybe.
Right, yes, okay. Start as you mean to go on.
I think I'm going to use the 2 command point stratagem to get maximum shots with his main gun.
Right.
So my other relic, who is on this commander in this building, is the new Cadian relic, which reduces the cost of stratagems by 1 the first time you use it.
Right, okay,
so rather than 2 command points,
cost 1.
It's just 1. So I'll take away my 1 command point from this turn.
Okay.
But you can never use it on the same stratagem again.
Mm-hmm.
So next time I use that stratagem, it will cost 2.
And this is Devon's the commander here for you.
Yeah. So he gets 12 shots. hitting on 2s against that thing.
12 shots with what? The Demolisher cannon?
Cannon, yeah.
Right, okay. Everyone take a quick look at these Tyranid monsters whilst you can.
He's going to order himself to re-roll 1 Acadian order as well, the tank order.
I think I'm going to need Will to keep a tally of my stuff. I think we're going to lose stuff quickly. But
I'm sure that's correct. I'm sure there's a tank order to re-roll 1s.
Gunner's kill on sight order's been given here. So, re-rolling 1s.
So he's hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
We've all hit. Mitch using his specialised Ultramarines dice.
Strength 10, your toughness 7?
8.
8, okay.
It's 3s.
That wasn't so good.
Quite a lot of not gone through, but it's such a high number. Okay. And the AP is -3.
So there's 7?
There's 7 of them. So I'm going to need 6s. We get none.
Oh, 7d6 damage.
Ooh.
4, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17. Okay, we've sat still. We've got a 6+ feel no pain, but I think the Exocrine's going to go here. Pass a debut shot, and pass is going to bring this monster down. Yeah, only 12 wounds. We saved a few. We got it down. Ooh, that's a shame. Look at that, 13. Even if we command re-rolled, we couldn't quite stop it. A valiant attempt, but Exocrine dies. Does it roll over in disgust? It does. So we'll calculate mortal wounds. I think it's just the Lictor's going to be in trouble. So D3 mortal wounds on the Lictor. And of course, we max out, almost destroying it. It's got 4 wounds. That's taken 3. Oh dear. Dear Mitch, please may I move my monsters behind the buildings? Not going to happen. Right. Monster removed from place. Exocrine down. Okay, so we'll move on to the second unit to shoot next. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so next is the Sentinel Squadron.
3 last cannons into this.
Yeah, so Mitch is playing a stratagem that gives him +1 to hit rolls for the Hunter Killer missiles.
Well, it's +2, but you can only have a max out of +1. So, and it's a first turn stratagem only.
Right. Oh, may as well just go for it, yeah.
Thinking about it, actually no. Can I change my mind?
Of course.
I'm going to fire the Sentinels into that one.
That one?
First. Yeah.
Yes. And Hunter Killer missiles.
And Hunter Killer missiles.
Okay.
So 3 las cannons. That was terrible. Nothing.
No wound, okay.
Okay. And then the 300 kilo missiles, these hit on 3s. 111. Okay.
Sorry.
What a start.
111. God, we got away with that. Because that was potentially very, very good. Okay, Mitch down to 7 command points. We're on 10 here. So next unit to shoot. We're getting away with that. That should have been hits and wounds coming through, but it hasn't happened. Right, next unit to shoot is the Demolisher.
Demolisher into this.
Yeah, it's got itself within range now, range 24.
2d6 shots because it moved less than half.
Okay.
And I ordered myself to re-roll the number of dice. What is that? I can't see. 5.
Nice.
So 8, both only 1.
Yeah, okay.
So 8 shots.
The number of ones, I've not seen that for a good while. Ultramarines dice not
We'll have to have a
compatible
word.
yet.
Winning on 3s. Both wound.
2 wounds come through, yeah. AP minus on that one, probably.
Maybe -3.
-3. 6 is to block behind. This is the Chris Comiskey turn effects here. No.
2d6 damage. 5.
5 damage. We'll take a feel no pain.
Could come on.
Should we pass 1? So 4 wounds taken, dropping down to 10 wounds left.
So his
Laser cannon shot hit.
4 hits. And it wounds.
Wounds, and again this will be -3. So not blocked and damage of 1.
Can you command roll?
You can command reroll that damage if you want to, yeah? For a CP.
Is it worth it quite yet? Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, here it comes.
5.
5.
I like it.
Right, okay. Feel no pain.
Do I remove it? No.
Blocked 1. So dropping down to 6 wounds left. That'll bracket this monster. I'll just be glad to keep it alive here. But
Hunter Killer Missile.
hits. Uh-oh. Doesn't wound, and that's it. Whew, got away with that one. Whew. Okay.
Right.
Mitch still has manticores to call upon.
I was hoping that this would kill that, but
Tank commander across here can see through, despite the obscuring terrain, he can catch this monster. Just see this one's protected, but he can go after the other Carnifex or Tyrannifex. That's Martin Vagabond here.
10 shots. Can't complain at that.
Yeah, it's good.
9, 10. Hitting on freeze.
This is better. Okay, now the Ultramarines dice are kicking in.
Your toughness.
Toughness 8.
Toughness 8, so I'm winning you on 4s.
4s to wound, yeah. Ooh, 2. -2 on this one?
-2, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go 5s. And
Flat 3 damage.
yeah, I'm going to command reroll one of these. Just to try and block some of this damage from coming through. We'll go Andrew Swan on a Patronic dice. Yes, it is blocked. So 3 wounds taken, which will then do feel no pain on. And not block any. Block any. So 3 wounds taken, dropping down to 11 on this Tyrannifex just here.
His Hunter Killer Missile.
Yeah, go ahead.
Misses.
Use a Patreon. They'll get you your hits. A bit late now. And then Alaskan, you can go Patreon on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, too late.
Sorry, too late.
Hits on a 6. It's okay.
Hits.
Does get the wound. 6 would be exceptionally handy. No.
D6 damage.
4, which is good. And then I feel no pain. Block nuns, 4 wounds taken, dropping down to 7 on this one just here. See, putting these out in the open, these get benefits if they sit still. They get to fire twice. So there is a huge benefit if they're able to sit where they are, get first turn, and then shoot. But it is a risk. It means they are exposed. And this is exactly what's happened here. 1 monster down, 2 seriously wounded. So, it's Manticore next to the commander. Overlapping fields of fire, 2 CP drops to 1. It's going to fire across here. Okay, go ahead.
6 shots. 8.
Okay.
6, 7, 8. Hitting on freeze, rerolling 1s.
Oh, because Cadian's sitting still.
Yeah.
I should know that, playing against James.
That's not very good.
Okay, those ones have missed. We'll go for
Strength 10.
strength 10, 3s to wound.
3 wounds at AP -2.
Okay. 5 pluses. Got to pass some of these. Past 1.
Flat 6 damage. Well, flat 3, so 6 damage.
6 damage. I've got 6 wounds left. I've got to pass. I have to pass a feel no pain here to keep Chris Comiskey in the fight. We do. We've got a wound left.
That's not good.
1 wound left. Oh,
Really
dear.
gonna make me fire my other Manticore at him to get rid of 1.
Yeah, at least we're stretching the Astra Militarum here at least. 1 monster down, but 2 left. But they have taken a beating, and they can't really move next turn. There's nowhere to hide, so they're just going to have to let loose with a volley and then die. Yeah, I think it makes tactical sense. The last Manticore is going to go into Chris Comiskey here. 1 wound is needed. That's all that's required, so you should be able to do it.
6 shots. 4.
4 shots, okay.
Hitting on freeze as well, because the stratagem is still active.
On the target, gotcha.
So
3s for hits.
Rerolling 1s. Thanks for the reroll 1s.
3 hits. Oh, again.
Reroll that one, 3 hits. Freeze to wound.
This is the big one.
1 wound.
1 wound comes through. Typical. AP -2.
Maybe -2.
This is huge. Oh boy, oh boy. Any Tyranids? Yes. Martin, I think Vagabond is a Tyranids player. No, he's not. Okay. Is there anybody? There's a lot of Imperial players here. I'm just looking to see. No. So, I'll turn to... Tyranids got no friends. Who would they ask for help? Nobody. Dave Humphreys. Orc player, Necron player, Tyranid player, and Gene Stealer Colts. If anyone can help, it's him. Come on, Dave. 5+. Oh, God. Okay, and then the damage?
Flat 3.
Straight 3. So, a 666 required. From Dave. No. Okay, monster dies. That's a shame. And it doesn't explode. Alright, but the Chris Comiskey Tyrannifex not lasting too long. Astra Militarum went first, and the monster's been brought down here by artillery support in the end. Yeah, it's a few move orders to do, and that'll bring the turn to an end here for the Astra Militarum. But it's been a good shooting match here so far. Targets have been identified, heavy guns have been fired, and a number of key monsters have been brought down. We took the risk. If we had gone first, we could let loose with some decent firepower against those tanks. We were set up to see different targets, but Mitch has taken the initiative and it's punished the Tyranid monsters. Okay, so orders, move, move, move. So these two squads here pushing forwards, and then these two squads here pushing forwards as well. So this Sola Auxilia, an order is issued, and then other units nearby are able to execute it.
New Astra Militarum rule where if you order a squad, another squad within 6 inches can accept the same order for free.
Yeah, okay. So number of squads working together, receiving the same orders. That's movement done. As the infantry, I think, encouraged to see the monsters removed from play, and that's filled their hearts with courage here to push forwards in the name of the Emperor. Some monsters still lurk, and rumblings can be heard from under the ground at this stage. The wasp's nest is still yet to emerge at this point, but Tyranids have taken a blow here. We've lost 2 key monsters at this stage, but that's the price that's been paid for the risk that we took. End of turn, no charges to take place. Points been brought in. Add 4 points for bring it down with those 2 monsters being destroyed. That is the end of the turn. We'll go on to the first turn of the game for the Tyranids, where we will move our 4 models. That's all we've got at this stage. Turn 1 for the Tyranids coming up next. Okay, so movement done. As we were slowed by the crater here, but the Swarmlords moved out. He's escaped the crater now, made an advance move and heading off in this direction. Then we've kept the Terrain effects exactly where it is. We've regained a wound back up to 8. New troops moved round into range of the objective, and the lictors moved across. New duty for them, raising banners. So a banner raised on the home objective with him as he limps along with 1 wound left. That's movement done. We'll go into psychic phase next. Okay, we'll go for onslaught, which will allow him to advance and charge. A 6. So that's gone off. It is a 6 required, just checking, so we're okay. So that power's gone off. And we'll go for smite as his next power, which goes off on a 10. Okay, and D3 mortal wounds, which kills a marine. Frazzled one of those. A little bit of revenge from a distance at this stage. Then we'll go for catalyst across here on him, which goes off. So 5+ feel no pain now being put onto the vagabond terrain effects. That's psychic phase finished. We'll go on to shooting phase next. So we're going to shoot twice, stinger salvos across in that direction against that Astra Militarum squad, and then we'll reply to that tank commander over in that corner. We're going to sit still and fire with the rupture cannon. So rupture cannon first of all, looking for some kind of revenge. So those are actually hits. So our ballistic skill drops to 5+. I'm just going to see if 8 wounds puts us back into top bracket. Yes, it does. The regeneration has pushed him back up into top brackets. We've actually got ourselves 3 out of 3 hits. We'll now try and wound on 3+. And I'm going to command reroll this one. Failed. Okay, but 2 make it through. 2 saves a 6+ on this tank commander here. The one in the corner, the one that shot me. Yeah, you can. Right, so you've got... yes, Imperial, Nicholas Lucas, Grey Knights... Okay. Imperial Knights, Admech, right, so. Just the one, yeah, and then we can use another patron for another. Needing a 6, no, and then you've got Paul Cook, Imperial player. There's loads here on the Patreon page. No, okay, so 2d6 damage. I'll go. I'm going to combine double Tau. Bruce Zhao for the Tau, aka Chassot Marks for damage. Yes. And then we'll go Frank Shepherd, another Tau player. A 6.
Oh, 1 wound left.
11 wounds. Nice. Okay, right, 11 wounds taken. We'll do the Stinger Salvo. So 1 hit and a wound, AP -1. So armor save of 5+ for the crater.
Just on this guard?
Yeah, just regular guardsman squad.
2.
Alright, so one of those slain. Okay, I think we just have to rinse and repeat, so I'll pick on the same Russ again and the same infantry squad again. So Stinger Salvo, 1 wound again, so 5+ save on them. No, and then the rupture cannon against the same target, just looking for a single wound will do if we can hit, which we do. What a vengeful, spiteful behemoth monster. 3 out of 3 hits. 3 out of 3 wounds, 666 to survive.
I want a 111 earlier, now it's when I need it.
Yeah, no, alright, and he's gone. I'm just going to roll here to see how many damage it would have been. It would have been 12. Would have taken out another Russ. Okay, gone. Well and truly gone. And destroyed. Okay, not too bad at all. So not too bad for the Tyranids here. Some response has come from them. They've taken out a Russ. So it's balanced the battle out a little bit. A few guardsmen being brought down as well. We've made our move as well with the Swarm Lord. So another advanced roll and another move. But roll a 1, so 10-inch move with the Michael Fryer Swarm Lord. We're going to charges. Because of Onslaught, we can actually charge with the Swarm Lord here. So we're going to charges and Overwatch next. Yeah, we're debating about whether to charge the Bullgryns or not. So I could go for the easy option, which is the guardsman across there, or I could charge around the corner, but it's a 9-inch charge. Rerollable for Behemoth. As I've said, I'm going to go for it. Let's just try and take out a target that's sort of worth something on the board. If I was to ask him, where would he charge?
The guardsman.
No, he wouldn't. He would go for the Bullgryns. Right, okay. So we'll go for a 9-inch rerollable charge. I'm going to load up Patreon, so I'm sorry about this. We're going to we'll go for a Necron player. Carry Kunkel Thrall of the Silent King. We'll double up their dice and we'll go for a 9-inch charge. No, we will command reroll. Doesn't go ahead. I'm not going to ask the Necrons for help again. Okay, so no charge there. That charge roll may have even struggled to reach the Guardsman squad as well. Okay, so the Swarm Lord will sit where it is, infuriatingly. It wanted to get into close combat. Has a hunger to get into close combat, but it hasn't made it in. That's charges done. That's the turn finished. We'll calculate any points that have come in for the Tyranids at this stage. Okay, so points picked up 0. Would have got engaged if I had more monsters that survived with his movement into that table quarter, but no, we don't have enough units qualifying to pick up engage at this point. And no other points here. So we'll go on to the second turn of the battle now. There's an exposed Swarm Lord on this flank here. Mitch will no doubt direct some attention against that. And there's the pulverization of the home objective for the Tyranids. Quite straightforward to the Astra Militarum as they try and deal with the Tyranids before those reserves arrive. We'll go on to turn 2 for them next. Alright, so our movement here for the Astra Militarum. So infantry squad's pushing forwards here in the middle. Being followed by Pask, and the company commander's next to him as well. This Basilisk has, that's Devin Matthews, so we'll keep that tag next to him. He's in charge. So actually the two Phoenix Lords working side by side here in the heart of this Astra Militarum force. Then squads in the ruins, on top of the ruins here. Manticores remain stationary. This one's pushed across, Liam Russ making way for it, so it can fire directly at the Swarm Lord. Infantry squads spread out here, and then the Bullgryns are coming across to take him on in close combat. Mitch is up for the fight using those. The squad here, they're spread out to anticipate deep strikers or to stop them from coming in behind the lines. Same with this squad across here. Platoon commander, infantry squads have now claimed this objective over on this flank. Sentinels and Russ pushing through the gap just across here. But it's looking healthy for the Guard. They've taken some damage, but the integrity of their force still remains, and orders are being given to mop up Tyranid resistance in this area. We'll go on to shooting phase next. So 33 shots coming from this squad. That's las guns, las pistol. That's first rank fire, second rank fire being granted with orders here. So tons of shots.
Hitting on 4s.
4s for hits. And then we'll be looking for 6s to wound. Just the volume of firepower gives Mitch a chance of getting the wounds. And there's a few. 3. 3 up armor save. Passed all of those. Wow. Ting, ting, ting off the enforced chitin from this monstrous psychopath.
So it's the same again from the next squad, but they get an extra 4 because there's no one dead in that squad.
Yes. So 37.
37, yeah.
So a lot of dice. Oh boy.
They didn't move, so they get to reroll 1s as well for Bencadian.
Yep. These rules are all familiar here. Playing against James. There's a couple more 1s in there There's one. There's another one there. That's it. I think that's all of them. Which certainly helps. Another 4 hits generated from that. And then we're looking for wounds at 6. Thankfully, it's 6s to wound. Could be some trouble if it was 5s. Okay.
Yep.
6s. No way. 1. 3 up. Passed and blocked that one. Okay, no damage so far. Okay, both of us wasting a small portion of our lives rolling up all of those shots with the las guns.
I was hoping to score 1 wound to then activate the stratagem to get +1 to hit.
Yes, James does the same thing. This is all familiar stuff going on here.
There's 1 more squad to do the exact same over here.
Right, okay, yeah, we'll repeat.
Not all of them would be rapid fire though, so I need
Right, yeah, we'll calculate number of shots here. Okay, so 2 of them not in rapid fire, so we're looking at 35 shots now. I don't mind. Mitch can fire 100 shots at me if we take no wounds. That's a mark of pride here for this Swarm Lord. The theme behind him is he's taken some kind of head wound in a previous battle, and he's just got this kind of instinctive. If he sees the enemy, just runs straight towards them. So he does it every battle.
6s. 1, 2.
2. Come on, pass these. Oh, taking a wound. One not. We'll leave the command reroll for something else. You've winged us here. It cries out in pain. I could try and command reroll that to stop the stratagem, but the big shots are going to come through anyway against this thing. I'll need the reroll and the invuln save, so we'll leave it. We'll take the wound. Okay, so the tank commander here is going to fire next.
Yeah, I'll reroll that one as well. That's the same.
Same. Okay, 8 shots.
6, 7, 8. Hitting on 2s. All hit?
Yes, 2s because of your stratagem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3s to wound. 1, 2,
3.
That's not good.
Okay. We'll take 4+ invulnerable saves.
3.
Oh, no, you'll have to command reroll here. Yeah, got to command reroll one of these. Oh, man, that's a shame. Tragedy. Marcus Anthony. I want to pass at least one of these here. We do on a 6, so 2d6 damage.
10.
10! Woo, he's almost dead. I've got no kind of feel no pain, so I've got a wound left.
Nice cannon.
Misses. Moved, so can't get the reroll ones. Okay, so it's going to force Mitch to fire something else. But oh, Hunter missile.
Hits, hitting on 2s.
Yes.
Wounds, AP minus. Ooh, AP minus 1 or 2. I'll check.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's going to be 4+ invulnerable save. We'll go for Tom. Yeah, we'll go for Tyler Schwab 4+. Usually a 4+ add for Necrons, but it's going to be 4+ required here for Tyranids. I asked the Necrons for help before, and they failed, and they've done it again. No help. Damage of 6. Oh, it's blown away. Does it explode in protest? It does not, but that's the end of the Swarm Lord.
It's charging.
Didn't get to charge. Would like to have seen that combat, but it's not going to take place here. Guard have gunned down their target as opposed to close combat. It's preferable for them just to pound things to dust, and that's what's happened with the Swarm Lord. It's gone. It's dead. It's destroyed. Commander's been rooted out of this Tyranid force. So now I've just got a cluster here left of Tyranid presence on the board.
Rerolling 1 die.
Yeah, it's this tank commander here going across against the vagabond
7 shots.
Tyrannifex.
Hitting on 3s. That's pretty good.
Strength.
10.
3s.
Wounds. 5 wounds.
5 make it through.
AP minus 3.
Yeah, 6s to block. We block 1.
4d6 damage.
46 damage. Surely we're going to go. We will on that roll. That's 9, 11, 16.
17.
17. Thanks, Mitch. Okay, you're right. So we're looking at those, and 3 more. I think that's correct. 5, 10, 17, yep. 5+ feel no pain for Catalyst gives us a slim chance. Maybe, just maybe. There's them, and them, and them. Absolutely. Typical. 8 wounds left. 8 wounds go through. Just about. Oh, Catalyst almost kept it alive. And it explodes. So that's going to be the end of him. That's going to be the end of him. And then it's going to be D3 mortal wounds on the Neurophrope. And of course, we max out against him as well. I think he's just got a wound left on him. Okay, so I have one model left with 1 wound on the board. It's okay. Ouch, I've been shot to bits here. And what was Mitch's words when he arrived here today? I brought Astra Militarum. They are the weakest faction at the moment. so they're doing well enough against the Tyranids. So we're hoping, if we have time, we're hoping to play another game, but not Tyranids. We'll give those a rest, a sort of a parting gesture with the Tyranids here before the new codex comes along. What's he doing?
That's cannons from here.
Oh, sorry, yeah, carry on, Mitch, yeah.
2 wounds.
2 wounds against this thing?
Yeah.
I actually got an invuln save, which I failed both. That's so...
36 damage.
Yeah.
8.
Okay, well, that's the end of him. Sorry. So, as I was saying, we're hoping to play another game after this one. I might switch over to these boys here. We'll see how well the Necrons do against this Sola Auxilia force. Okay, well...
Well, I'd like to say I got more to shoot, but I've run out of things to shoot at.
I know that's terrible, isn't it? What a horrible situation to be in. Not even line of sight, ignoring has any targets hit. There is nothing left. Just piles of slime, flesh and bone on the board. We'll end the shooting phase here. There could have been more, but it's not possible now. No targets to shoot at this point. Obviously no charges to take place. So we'll end the turn. All right, score is 27 points to 0 at this stage. I'm sure you can guess why. So points picked up, 12 points picked up for primaries on turn 2. There was a bonus 2 points from last turn for controlling the centre of the board. Same points again for controlling the centre of the table. Nothing yet for engage. It just reached and just about crossing over the halfway line at this point. But grind them down from last turn, 3 points picked up for that. And then bring it down. 4 monsters destroyed, all worth 2 points each. So a total of 27 points to 0. So turn 2, the Tyranids will get a point. Because we have, all that's left is this banner. or gravestone. We'll go on to turn 2 for the Tyranids. So the game will continue on. Half my army is still alive. It's underground at the moment, but I think we'll bring it all up and see what it can do here against this Astra Militarum force. It's destroyed the first half of my army. The ground force here has been overwhelmed in 2 rounds of firepower, but we'll bring up our reserves and see if we can get stuck into this Astra Militarum force. If they do, the shape of the game will change for sure. If the Tyranids can get into close proximity, we'll go on to the second turn of the battle for the Tyranids next. All right, turn 2 for the Tyranids here. So just 1 point picked up for the banner, but we have Deep Strike in here, merging from underground. So Trigon just here, Gene Stealers, Trigon across here, and Gene Stealers. We've got to go after these infantry screens, try and clear those out of the way, and then push deeper into the Astra Militarum force if we can, if we get our charges to go ahead. And then we've also got a Morlock that's arrived. It's landed in the heart there of the tank force, so in between the 2 manticores. We need to roll up some mortal wounds with that. And then to try and cause a bit of disruption, I brought one of the lictors just on here to try and get in amongst the sentinels, perhaps to disrupt those if the charge goes ahead. So we'll go on to resolve the wounds across the other side against the manticores, and then we'll go on to shooting phase. So we've arrived here. There's a few targets within 2 inches, so we'll go for this one to see what we get. Oh, nice. 3 mortal wounds. Do it on him. Next one. Oh, 3 mortal wounds on him. And those. Oh, 3 mortal wounds. that's just broken the record. I think that's the most amount of damage Warlock's ever done, perhaps, on the channel. 9 mortal wounds here as it emerges from underground. So that's movement done. I'm not going to shoot here. The solar pulses, not solar pulse, electromagnetic pulse that these come out with. But if I fire at the infantry, Mitch will take models from the front rank and make my charge distance shorter. So we'll not shoot with those. So we'll skip the shooting phase and we'll go straight on to charges next. If these charges can go ahead and the Tyranids get in amongst the Astra Militarum infantry, then there's some chance of doing something. So just aware of Overwatch, we'll go for him into the infantry. I can't get through the infantry in the building. We can't get through with that. So we'll go for here against the infantry. It's re-rollable. No, 6. It's 8 needed because it's got adrenal glands. So that monster's not going to move. We'll then send in the Genesters. We'll declare their charge against both the Ogrins and the infantry. No, because they don't have adrenal glands. It's a 9 that's required of them. No, not going ahead. So they will not make it in. And then we'll go here with the monster first of all, just against the infantry squad directly ahead. No, 8 required. So we'll re-roll for Behemoth. No. And then the last chance here for a charge, a 9-inch rerollable charge will declare against both infantry squads. Please, may 1 charge go ahead, no 7, and then we'll re-roll that one for Behemoth, and it doesn't go off on a 4. No charges have gone ahead. That is disastrous here. Usually I get about half the charges, if not more, going in, but none here. Tyranids bedazzled here by these Sola Auxilia. No charges to take place. Oh, hang on a second. There's one more charge. A lone lictor. He decides to charge by himself into the Sentinels. Alright, so Lictor's made it in. We'll do his attacks. Just 1 Tyranid makes contact here. Bizarre game, this one. Strange one. We do get 2 hits. And toughness on them things?
At 5, I think?
Yeah, I think we're on 3s to wound. Double 6 here with the grasping talons. We've wounded. It's 2 6s anyway, so it's definitely going to go through. AP -1 on the save. 2 saves to make here.
I think they've only got 4+ save because they're Scout Sentinels. Yeah, 4+. So how many, sorry?
2 saves of 5+ at AP -1. Okay, so here come the saves. 5 pluses. No, okay, 2 damage each, so 4 damage taken on one of the Sentinels.
6 wounds,
Okay.
2 left.
Okay, so Mitch can attack back here.
4+. Do you have any minuses or anything?
No, that's for shooting.
Just 4+. 1. Nope.
No wound, that's it. Okay, combat's resolved. Not too eventful here. The Tyranid Deep Strikers have not made it in. We'll end the turn at this stage. Yeah, that's it. We'll go on to the third turn of the game here. We'll calculate points to see if the Tyranids have picked up any. So point picked up for the Tyranids, so that gets them off the mark at this stage at 27 points to 1. Mitch about to bring in a whole load of more points as well for control of primaries. But this Tyranid list has been caught out here. The ground force has been destroyed by Astra Militarum firepower, and then the deep striking force, which is meant to get stuck in, hasn't made it in against any targets. Just one lone brave lictor single-handedly taking on the Sentinels across here. We'll hand over to the Astra Militarum. Tyranids have stumbled at this stage and they will be punished. Turn 3 for the Astra Militarum. Yeah, turn 3, middle stage of the game for the Astra Militarum coming up next. All right, so on turn 3 here for the Astra Militarum, points flooding in. Looks like we're going to see these Borgrins in action here. They're incredible models. They're huge from Forge World. And I would say about one of my favourite. I've seen them advertised on the website there, and they look fantastic. Nicely painted up to match him with Mitch's colour scheme. That sort of darker complexion with them, I think, is a good job. But they are... Yeah, I'm just going to pick a few up and zoom in here because they're brilliant models. So just showing you the models here, but just the whole concept and design of them. Look at the blade on that right hand arm there. Fantastic. So that's one of them. I think that's my favourite pose, that one there. He's lurching forwards.
They're all interchangeable, so you don't have to have...
So what is that? That grinding thing on there? Look at that.
I don't really know what it is. It's just, in Horus Heresy, it's just a big drill that hits like a power fist.
Right. So Mitch is playing a lot of Horus Heresy games at the moment, and obviously you can use the Solar Auxiliary Force for that. And this grabbing claw on this one. Fantastic model. Brilliant concept here. Nice to have a unit that's multiple options for the same unit, so you can go for the standard. Yeah. So just over here at Mitch's dead pile. But what's this he's brought along? It's not part of the liquid, it's heavy.
So it's a Malcador Defender. It's just a bigger Lehman Russ. This one has 5 heavy bolters, a demolisher cannon, and the sponsons are interchangeable, so you can put las cannons, auto cannons, multi lasers, or heavy.
Oh, he's magnetised here. Right, I see what you're doing. Yeah. Wow. This is all in resin, this thing.
Yeah, it weighs a ton.
Does it come as a solid object, or you got to stick it together, I guess?
No, so the body is... I'm trying to remember. The body is one part, and then the tracks you glue on the sides.
Are you paint testing?
Probably.
Okay, right. And then the other question is, what's the spray you've used? What colour is that?
It's Admec Standard Grey. It's just the can from GW.
Oh.
So it comes out like that colour over there.
Yes, I'm about to show everyone this other big thing that Mitch has got. What is that?
So it's a Stormhammer. It's just a different Baneblade. It's got 7 las cannons on it.
That's these.
Yeah, and then there's one in the front here as well. It's got like
I see.
A dual battle cannon, which is very similar to the Lehman Russ one. And then this gun is slightly worse than a Baneblade cannon.
Wow. So that's an amalgamation of the plastic kit and then resin.
Yeah, so the body is resin, the sponsors...
Still weighs a ton.
Yeah, it's still heavy.
So this part here is all solid resin?
Yeah, so this is... You can take this off.
Oh, is it? Oh, it comes off. Right, okay, let's have a look.
If I try and get it off...
Just a bit of hobby time here.
There we go. So this is...
Oh, right.
Just a chunk of resin.
Yes.
So is this.
And that.
This is
and
resin.
That. And that.
And that, yeah. And then this is plastic.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, and it's a lovely colour, that. I've not seen it used before, but it's a fantastic colour. But that's a standard GW Admec.
Yeah, so if anyone wanted to copy this for tanks, it's quite easy. So you just spray it the grey, you get a big brush of known oil, and just coat it in known oil. Wipe the brush off so you get 95% of the paint off of your brush, and then wipe off like the excess. And it just leaves this kind of bluish grey.
Yeah. And then your markings here, which goes very nicely with white and red.
Yeah, I've done those with some masking tape and an airbrush. You can do it by hand, but it takes ages.
And the commander on top, you can see is Deathcore Krieg. Originally was a Deathcore Krieg model, but has been repainted, resprayed, and redone for this colour scheme.
That's a remnant of my old army.
Oh, and he's just showing us more stuff from his collection. Another Baneblade.
There's a few bits that need gluing back on.
Getting a bit apocalyptic in size here with the stuff. Something to bear in mind for the future. Solar Auxilia on apocalyptic level. But that's Mitch's collection. But that's the original colour that you can go for. And then that's with the washes on top. Very straightforward, but brilliant effect.
It takes me about 2 hours to paint a Lehman Russ.
Yeah.
No time at all.
Yeah, that's very, very good. Useful for Astra Militarum with their ranks of infantry and so on. Quick and effective processes for painting. Very useful indeed. But that's Mitch's collection so far. Very, very impressive. Okay, so movement's complete here. Borgrins have gone forwards, as we've seen. Astra Militarum squads across here just lining up, forming ranks and getting ready to shoot. Same with these squads here in the centre. Pretty much need to hold ground, just blast targets away. The Tyranids have appeared now. It's just Mitch needs to just fire and bring them down. And across here, there's no real need to panic. There's enough firepower to bring the Morlock down as well. So movement's done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Okay, we're on shooting phase. Orders have been given. Load and fire.
Cool. We'll start with pass.
Start pass, yeah.
I'm going to use the 2 command point stratagem to get maximum number of shots with his main gun.
Okay.
So he gets 12 shots, and he's going to fire into the
Trigon, yeah.
7.
It's the perfect loadout for bringing monsters down.
It's, yeah, if anyone's wondering, they should always take the Rustum monsters. They're very, very strong. He's rerolling 1s because of his order.
It's good to hear that. Demolishers fell out of favour for quite a while. They've not been the most popular, but now Mitch is saying they are one of the stronger choices for.
Freeze to wound.
But 9th edition, things are so much closer to each other because the nature of grabbing objectives and so on, the smaller table, that the 24-inch range is not short anymore, really. So anyway,
range by turn 1 anyway. So
yeah, no, that strength 10 useful against toughness 8 targets. So 9 wounds, right?
At AP -3.
Yeah, so 6 is required. We've got 1. Aha! So reduce you down to 8d6 damage instead.
6 damage. Do you really want me to count this?
No, just as a Baneblade equivalent is just destroyed. And of course, we explode. I can imagine it exploding to pieces. And we don't max out though, just 1 mortal wound caused on the Gene Stealers. So
doesn't even get to fire his other weapons.
That's the end of him. No, how tragic. Right, okay, so
I've left my other Lehman Russ over here now.
Trigon gone. You're going to fire across here. Infantry next. And I guess they're going after Gene Stealers.
33 shots.
Okay.
So 8. 12.
So the list that you're seeing here for the Astra Militarum, Mitch is saying it's sort of one of the stronger combinations that Astra Militarum players are using. So feel free to copy his lists. You can use it. So there's a supporting unit of Balgrins, which you're seeing him use them for exactly the purpose. As a threat, they move out and they take it on in close combat. Ranks of infantry, multiple functions for them: objective, grabbing, board control, massed infantry firepower, screening duty. So they certainly have a function for sure. Then with those functions there of taking on hordes, screening and so on, you can then equip your tanks for the anti-heavy options. So las cannons, demolisher cannons, battle cannons being taken with those, and no real need to kit out with sponsons and pay the extra points because that's been taken care of by the infantry. And then for flushing out targets that are hidden away or hard to reach, you use your Manticores to use those. And then with the tanks, going for tank commanders and pass, for your accuracy, you want dependable firepower to come through so that you can line them up against targets and they can bring them down, as has been illustrated just here against the Trigon. Some scout sentinels being taken as well as a tactical option, and then you have a well-rounded and solid list, as we've seen. So credit where it's due. Nice army, good list, and a fistful of dice. A happy Astra Militarum player. So this is less gun firepower here.
Yeah, we're just hitting on 4s here, nothing special. I think that's it. About half, that's not too bad.
Okay.
This is against the Gene Stealers.
Okay.
5s to wound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
That's from 1 squad.
Okay, we'll go 5+ here, so 4 slain.
Same again, -8 shots. So.
Okay.
So this many this time. Same unit.
This is the next unit here. There's the two squads there on the street. What are the Sola Auxilia equipped with? Las rifles.
So in the Horus Heresy game, they have a range 30 las gun rather than range 24. They have carapace armor, so they have slightly stronger armor.
All right.
They've also got a lot of rules to do stuff in close combat. Like you get better Overwatch.
Mm.
You get better weapon skill because if you're in a rank, you count as having like bayonets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You get better leadership as well.
+3. So 2 more casualties taken.
What's that?
And not to forget the fact that it changes its weapon profile if you don't move to heavy.
Yeah, so also you can elect to use a more powerful version of your las gun. So if you sit still, you can get a range 36 shot, heavy 2, so you get maximum shots to maximum range.
Ah.
So it's quite good if you're just sitting at the back.
Yeah.
Pot shots. It's still only strength 3.
Yeah.
So it makes a difference when you're firing 200 of them every turn. So.
Right. So you can see them being effectively used here for 40k, but as a regiment they are a cut above regular guardsmen as well in the realm of 30k.
So I issued to re-roll the number of shots, so I'll let fire at him.
Okay.
So 2d6 shots, I'll re-roll the 2. Still 2.
Okay.
6.
That's been an ongoing theme this game.
7, 8. He didn't move, so he can re-roll 1s because he's Cadian. There are no 1s. Okay. 3's to wound.
3.
3.
6s. No.
3d6 damage.
12. Yeah, I think that's the end of him. The Trigon. Yeah, it died. It's 12 wounds. And doesn't explode. Another monster gone in quick succession. So they struggle. Astra Militarum tanks can do okay, but when they're upgraded there, as we've seen, tank commanders and so on, just that rate of firepower and accuracy, they are taking down the monsters here in quick succession. Yeah, Mitch is going to show us some more of his collection here. So what are these ones you're bringing out?
So these are called Velataris Storm Section. So these are relatively similar. I'll put them over here so you can see.
Yeah, I'll zoom in here and we'll take a look at these.
So they are slightly more elite. They have a better ballistic skill, and they're all armed with a Volkite charger. So it's kind of like I don't know, how would you describe it? A lightning weapon, maybe?
In law, it's what Space Marines were supposed to be armed with, but the Mechanicum deemed it too expensive to fill them out to all of the legions.
Oh.
So they issue them out to
Like elite
squad.
units, basically. There's also this guy with all of his telescopes and stuff. There's a few other bits and pieces. You can get similar again, Velataris Storm Section, but they're armed with power axes.
All right.
They're quite an elite unit, very expensive in the game, but quite good. They're good against Terminators and elite
in real
infantry.
life.
Yeah, in real life.
Nice. And then compare them, show us a few of the regular guardsmen, just to line them up.
So that would be your regular riflemen, and then these would be your elite infantry.
3 types, nice. And these are they're all available on Forge World, are they?
Yeah, it's all still available.
Right, okay.
Occasionally stuff comes and goes as they redo moulds and things.
Nice. Dare I ask, the cost of a squad?
I think these ones work out about £4.50 each.
Each?
Yeah.
£46 a squad for the storm sections, and
Yeah.
the
regular rifle squads come in squads of
£70
20 when you buy them, and they
£70 a squad.
yeah, 70 odd quid a squad.
But compare that to current GW prices. There's
It's not that
too
much
much
more
in
than
it.
plastic.
No.
Especially like the new Deathcore stuff, even though it's plastic, it's still quite expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
And I think the
not
Ogrins
a
are,
massive amount more.
I think the Ogrins are 75 free, aren't they?
Yeah, these are very, very expensive. So these work out at about £24 each, something like that. So that's why they're that many.
I'd say so. Right. Okay. But impressive and a completely different take on Astra Militarum. They certainly have their own style. So press on with the shooting here. Showcase is finished. We'll go back to the grim dark duty here of bringing down the Xenos threat.
We'll do the Manticores next.
Double Manticores, and they're going to go into the Morlock.
So we'll fire one into here. I'm going to use a 1 command point stratagem to get +1 ballistic skill with the Manticore.
Okay.
I think it's called Line of Sight or Spotter or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
So 2d6 shots. 10.
10. Oh boy.
That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm hitting on 3s instead. Rerolling 1s because I didn't move. 8 hits.
3's to wound.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at AP -2, I think.
5 pluses would be good. We block 3.
Wow, nice. And that's flat 3 damage per shot.
Oh, okay. Then I will take 6 wounds and drop to 6 left.
So how many wounds left, sorry?
So 6 wounds left on him. There's a Hunter Killer Missile to come through next.
Hitting on 3s. Hits. Wounds.
Uh,
I think it's only -1.
saved.
Oh.
Next, repeat with the other one.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do the same again. But he'll only be on the 4+
Regular.
skill.
Okay.
So 2d6 shots. That's rubbish.
You could command reroll that. Just with a regular command
Both
reroll.
shots.
Yeah, it's both dice, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll use the command point. There we go.
Better, 8.
So 4s to hit. Rerolling 1s.
Yes, that's still. helps a little bit.
3 to wound.
3 to wound. You roll well done. 5, yeah. So. Right, okay.
Okay.
1d6. Oh no, sorry, 3.
Flat 3.
Yeah, it's dropped me down to 3 wounds left on the Warlock.
I'll tell you what, they've also both got heavy bolters, haven't they? So I might as well just fire the heavy bolters. For
Yes, okay.
They can't do anything else, so 6 heavy bolt shots. So rerolling 1s. One wound.
Comes through. That's a whole face and 2. So failed, 2 damage, down to 1 wound left.
Yeah, 1 wound left.
Right, 37 shots times 2. The 2 squads behind here are going to try and take on the Lictor. So it's in the open, he's just going to get a 5-up save, so should be able to flush him out. No problem.
30, 32.
Just counting up the
37,
dice.
there we go.
Okay.
So one squad didn't move, so I'll do them first. They get to reroll 1s.
1s, yeah, for Cadians. So just looking for 1s.
I think that's it for 1s, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks it. 4s for hits.
I'm dropping loose dice, so too many.
You got 6 in there.
Yeah, there's a 6 in
Oh,
there.
okay, good.
Okay. Toughness 4.
So 5s to wound. Oh, that was terrible.
That's bad.
2 wounds.
2. Fouled both. 2 wounds taken. Yeah, we're not in cover, sadly, so we're not getting any kind of bonuses.
Got the same again, but
Okay.
this doesn't reroll 1s because they moved.
This looks healthy enough. Yep, looking good. And then 5s to wound. Should be enough to finish off this thing. There's a good few.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Wow.
Just about. Quadruple 6. But Lictor screeches out in agony here. It has been destroyed, so that thing can be removed from play.
Okay. 2.
Perhaps a fitting battle is the parting goodbye to the Tyranid Codex.
Okay. That squad
Into Gene Stealers. Right, okay, yeah.
These are not re-rolling 1s because they moved as well.
I'm just thinking, I've had 1 model make it into combat so far. One Lictor.
I'm going to try in a minute.
Oh, yeah? Alright, that's nice. Thanks, Mitch. Good one.
Let's get rid of these misses.
This is firepower coming from here. There's 2 squads lined up just to try and gun down the Gene Stealers as much as possible.
That wasn't very good.
Okay. Strength 3, toughness 5.
5 to wound.
There's a few.
3, 4, 4.
Blocked 1, 3 casualties taken.
And then we've got the second.
Next squad casualties have been removed.
Rolling 1s. Is that it? No more there.
Okay, I'm looking for wounds out.
Need bigger hands.
5s to 6s.
One, two, 3, 4,
Massively
5.
top.
Yeah,
10.
10. Okay. 8 casualties. That's seriously going to hurt that squad. That's good shooting from Astra Militarum squad. 8 Gene Stealers brought down. So it's this squad upstairs. They're going to turn and try and just pick 1 wound off the Morlock to get rid of that.
The same amount of dice again.
Just forcing the opponent to make multiple saves here, just with low caliber weaponry coming through.
Could use my last 2 command points to get +1 ballistic skill.
It's up to you.
I don't think it's worth it. Not on those guns.
Okay.
Rerolling 1s. So all the 1s?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
There's a
One
7
more.
more.
What's that? 3.
Okay.
6s. 1, 2.
2. We'll go Patronic here. So Chris Heim needing a 3. Yes. And we'll go Martin AK Vagabond here for a 3+. No! And just to be a pain, I'll command reroll to try and stay alive. Passed.
Oh.
So it's still alive, despite the shots come through. 1 wound left on the Warlock.
He's really good.
Demolisher here, it's touching the train, it can see through, so it's going to go after the Warlock, swing around, yeah, so fire, finish him off. This is number of shots with the Demolisher.
What I'll do is there's a new stratagem to counter staying stationary, so it's 2 command points for a vehicle.
It's going to reroll your 1s.
So I get to reroll 1s and I get to roll 2d6 amount of shots rather than 1.
Yeah, okay.
So 2d6 shots.
8. That's good enough.
What we're doing.
Tank commander is 3s.
So 8. 3s to hit. Rerolling 1s. 5 hits. 3s. Oh. 1.
6s. It's died. Do we explode? We don't. So okay, it can be removed from play. So tanks swinging around in the end and help to clear the Morlock away. I think that shooting finished. So we'll go on to charges here. Bullgrins to see if they can make it in. We'll let Mitch roll up. Anything we can fire at you is spit and slime. And in they go. Right, we're going to see them fight here in close combat. We do have an invuln save of 5+. We'll see how many attacks these brutes get in close combat.
So they're 3 attacks each base. The sergeant gets an extra 1, and each model gets an extra attack when it charges, so it's that many.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s.
Oh, they are 3+. Nice.
Would you reroll that?
No, it's fine. It's whole face, and it's okay.
So, yes please.
That's a good roll. Very good roll. Now, what is their strength? We're toughness 4.
Strength 7. It's 5+2 for a power more.
Yes.
So 3s.
Just 1. That many? How many is that?
10.
10, yeah. AP -1.
AP -1 flat 2 damage.
Flat how many?
Flat 2.
Flat 2, right. So we're trying to pass invuln saves here, which we passed 3. So we're going to take 7. Yeah, 7 casualties taken. That's going to hurt them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That leaves us just 4 left from that squad. Okay, so I'm going to attack back here. So the acid moors have kept alive. Needing 3s. See if we can bring one of these big hulks down. Strength 4, toughness 5.
Toughness 5, yeah.
5 swooned. Have we done enough? That comes through, and that is AP -3.
Ooh, okay, 5's up. Alright, 5 up.
Passed all 3. We bounce off these monstrosities.
-3 is 5.
Oh, they start on 2s?
Yeah.
Wow, solid.
They count as the ones with the big shield.
Slab shields.
Slap shield.
Right, I see.
Oh, yeah.
No, brilliant. Okay, well done. What a solid unit. Good to see them doing well. Yeah, very, very impressive. We'll end the turn. Here's a bit of morale to resolve here for the Gene Stealers, and the battle is over here. Astra Militarum have cleansed this sector and done so in a very professional manner. It fits well with the fluff, I think, for Sola Auxilia. They are meant to be a cut above regular Astra Militarum regiments, and we've seen an exhibition of very precise firepower, good manoeuvrability, solid builds. The Tyranids just nowhere breaking in here. Their attack has failed, and the Astra Militarum are triumphant. So it is a slaughter here. I did get some points. At the start of my turn 3, so we're calculating, the battle's over, calculate what each side would get up to 10-5. So start of my turn, I'm sitting on a primary, so I get 4 points for that. And also, I would also get banners for another turn as well, so another point for that. So 6 points to the Tyranids. For Mitch, maxing out on primaries, no problem at all, 45 points. Engage on all fronts, running through to the end of the game, we get 9 points. Bring it down would be 14 points, just maxing out with the destruction of those monsters. And for grind, multiple turns, 12 points picked up for that as well. So a total of 77 points to 6. It's a slaughter here, and perhaps fitting way to say goodbye to this Tyranid list. So for Tyranids, What needs to happen with them? More invuln saves, I think, across some of their monsters for a start. Just too soft for firepower coming through. And the other thing is the delivery of Tyranids across the board. Some way of getting them into close combat effectively here. I've tried to put a list together that Deep Strikes uses adrenal glands, multiple charges, rerollable charges with Balf, but as we've seen here, in this particular instance, it hasn't been enough to make contact at all, really, and the Tyranids have been punished for it. So effective means of delivery across the board will make Tyranids a challenge to take on. If you know they're going to get charges in quite reliably, then that will put pressure on other factions for sure, and that can be the style in which they play. But here, the Astra Militarum have repulsed this Tyranid attack, and they've done so quite comfortably, so congratulations to Mitch. A solid victory here. So the plan, we're hoping to play another game against a completely different Xenos force. It's the Necrons. They will happily deploy on the board in mass and will prove to have better durability, we think, but it's hard to predict here. This is a well-oiled fighting machine that Mitch has put together in the form of the Sola Auxilia. Remember that name. They have made their mark on the channel. Great game. We'll call out the patrons at silver level, which is Anonymous, Darren Garder, Denny Wright, Peter Goodall, William Schwarz and Williams. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level. Keep a lookout for more battle reports on YouTube and over on YouTube channel membership as well. And we'll talk about units of the game next. Right, okay. Quick decision here from Mitch. It's passed. You can just see him just there in the middle. Excellent. It's super reliable firepower from him. He's deadly with a demolisher cannon, as we've seen. Just point, shoot, and kill with him. Very, very reliable indeed. For the Tyranids, I'm going to give it to the Lictor, the one that started here, took mortal wounds, dragged himself around here and raised a banner and then died. That's the best we can come up with for the Tyranids. That's units of the game for both sides. Great game.
A lot of mortal wounds when he came in. He was pretty good.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay. All right then. Honourable mention to him. He's been demoted. We'll give it to the Morlock for maxing out on 333 for mortal wounds coming through, and then he died. That's units of the game for both sides. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.